right front there, Dave.
Coach, what's the difference with Marcus Ball this year? Coach Myers was talking him up. He said he's come a long way. What's different?
First of all, having Coach Meyer talk him up is a start. That really is. The reality is part of the process of college football is understanding the whole realm of college. Academically, socially, we all know how that kind of started a little bit. And the thing is that if you just give it time and you let it, you love them a lot as a person, then you kick them in the rear a lot as a person. And the next thing you know, if they have a good heart and a good mind and good soul, eventually because I'm going to tell you, he was a highly rated tight end coming out of high school. That guy was, really, to be honest with you, I thought he was the best in the country by my eyes. That's why we went after him. And now he's starting to play like it. And he's gaining confidence every day. His demeanor's changing. And obviously, we're very pleased with where he is. He and Nick, the last 2 games, the last time I spoke here, I told you and I was honest about it, I didn't think Nick was starting to play like I know Nick potentially can play. The last 2 games, Nick's played to potential. By far his best game of his career was Saturday night. But the big thing is, obviously they weren't, targets or passes, and in our world we don't really care. Bottom line is do we have that W at the end of the day, and do we have the ability to help our team win? And both of them, I thought, did a great job with that.
Thank you.
Far left, Doug.
Tim, with tight ends, but also the offensive line, just the way everybody blocked on Saturday. Urban had said that it was the best offensive line performance of the week. Just what have you seen with all of that, with the progress? You guys had so many guys coming back, but what build up to that best performance on Saturday?
That's a great question. And the one thing I find very interesting is, and this is the first time, obviously, all of it, I've been through it, where come back that next year with different expectations and what people believe we should be. And the one thing that I've learned is that every team is a new team. Every year you got to go through the process of, and I think maybe I mentioned before, who are the guys that are going to play this role and Evan Spencer roles, and who are those guys, and what did we do? What do we do best? Who can do it best? How can we do that best? And you got to go through those reps in a game to truly know who are those people. The other thing is now, let's don't. There's a lot of people talk for a long time that football is a great game of emotion. A Saturday night game in Ohio Stadium that's pretty special now. You know what I mean? That's pretty special. And I think the emotion of the game, and I think the ability to get on that national stage again, and I think all those things add to it. I think we had a great week of preparation. I think we did things that our kids really know how to do well. And, when we started going north and south and getting the good double teams that our guys do and all those things, it just, they gain confidence. And all of a sudden you can see, right there, toward the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, the fire got lit and here we go. And I think it's a lot of things that go into it. And, the nice thing is we have phenomenal kids. The work ethic every day is good. And, unfortunately, the public has really not seen what we've seen in practice. But if you keep practicing as well as we're practicing, good things are going to happen to you in a game. And that's the part is for all of us, it's probably been a little bit frustrating because we practice pretty well. And we haven't related in a game as well as we liked. And I thought Saturday night we were able to do that pretty well.
Front row, Tim.
Yeah, Tim. Going back specifically to Nick. Did you have to cut a lot of fire under him, or are you just seeing a sort of a natural swoon and then progression?
Tim, I really believe it. Nick and I, and I even had a long talk with his father. And one thing that Coach Meyer really demands out of all of us is to make sure we have great communication with our parents and people, significant others around the world, because you never know what other influences are going on. And Nick and I had some really honest conversations about performance level. And I think most of it is, and doggone it, you get these, all the NFL stuff that goes on. Where am I, not, he doesn't care. He does care, but, and people are telling him, here's where you are. Now, you better play like that. You better play like that. You better do this. You better do that. And next thing you know, you're really worried about everything else except put your foot in the ground, go 4 to 6 seconds, as Coach Meyer says all the time, and just play the game. And most of it, and I think I addressed it the last time, most of Nick's things were not 80% of the game, he played it very, very well. It was like the other part was like, you just want to pull your hair out. Why did you do that? And most of it, I think, was more pressing than anything. The other thing is he really had to learn because for 2 years, he was the relief pitcher.
All right.
You know, he was coming in, we had a really good guy that was working with him every day, and now all of a sudden he had to take that role. So the relief pitcher was over, now he had to come in and be the starter, and then he pressed when things didn't go as well as he wanted to early in the year, and all of a sudden now, you know, we had a long talk about it on Sunday again. He says, Coach, I've never felt better about preparation for a game. I felt more relaxed. I knew, hey, listen, when they lined up like this, I knew exactly what they were going to do. I felt really comfortable about the preparation. And that's my job. And my job is to make sure he feels very, very comfortable. You know, behind the scenes, we probably did more walkthroughs than we have done before. You know, we really, every guy can learn differently. You know, some guys really learn really well on film. Some guys really learn really well on a chalkboard. Some guys really, really learn well by walking through it. And I keep trying every day to say, what's the best way to have my two guys, you know, they're really playing significant minutes, learn it. And Nick's is probably a better walkthrough guy. So I've changed a little bit what I'm doing and walking through things more so he can get not only a visual look of it, but also just a physical part of it as it's going. So it's really the chalkboard on the field walkthrough. I mean, literally walkthrough. And that's why I'm doing more of that than I was earlier in the year. Because the bottom line is if it's not working, find a way to fix it. And that's what coaching is. And so I, you know, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I tell you, we look every day when a guy's not playing to his standards. And Nick's, I mean, Nick's a phenomenal talent. I mean, wow. I mean, that guy can, you know, he's 6'6", he's 262 pounds, can run and has good power. But you know, I really thought that those things are probably making a difference. But more than anything, now he's starting to get a little confidence in who he is too.
Was that the short